introduce yourself and let the viewers know where you are on your journey to becoming a physician.
Hi everyone, my name is Crystal and I'm a fourth year medical student. I'm currently in the process of applying to residency and I have a YouTube channel, Instagram, and blog called Madam Winnell. So you can find me at Madam Winnell or madamwinnell.com where I share my day in the life as a medical student as well as study tips and provide on-demand mentorship to any student interested in getting into medical school and everything in between. So that's where you
Cool.
can find me.
Cool. So the reason you're joining us today is because you have this gem that you want to share with the world, and I hope my viewers take heed to it and utilize it. And it's a Mcat study guide. So before we get deeper into what that study guide is, what it has to offer, and everything, and also the schedule to go along with that. Before we get deeper into that, talk about what motivated you to come up with this study guide. We know how busy you are being a medical student, and what motivated you. Let's start there. What motivated you?
So what motivated me was really my journey to becoming a medical student. I actually didn't have an ideal MCAT score, but what actually happened with me, which is a little different with a lot of people, is that at the time I was working full time and I had enough income to actually purchase an expensive prep course, which was with Kaplan. So I bought that, and I didn't have any mentors at the time, so I just assumed that paying, I believe it was like $1,800, was going to be, because I paid $1,800, I was going to kill the MCAT and do really well on it. And it was a self-paced course, so I would be working full time I was working from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then I would come home from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. and study. Then on the weekends, I would study from like 8 to 6 p.m. And like I said, it was self-paced, and there was some, check-in with the Kaplan online tutors or something, but it wasn't like one-on-one. So anyway, that study method did not serve me well. And I remember like the last week before my exam, I went on Student Doctor Network, and there was something called Writing the MCAT. And it basically meant that you would go through each question and from look at each question and see which ones you got wrong, and you have to write down like why you got it wrong or why you got it right, and from there that's how you would like focus your studying. So I started doing that with chemistry and biology and stuff like that, and I noticed that some of my scores did improve and some of the questions I was getting right. But when I took the exam, my lowest score was the car section, and that's something that you cannot improve in 1 week, no matter how hard you try. So,
Okay.
I didn't have an ideal MCAT score. I applied to med schools. I didn't get in on my first try, and luckily my plan B worked out, which was a master's program. But basically from that, I realized that I wanted to create something for someone who was in the same position as me, who didn't have any mentors, didn't know like how to properly study. And I was honestly just spending most of my time just reading like the textbooks from Kaplan and not actually applying it to practice questions to see how I was. So how I came up with this was basically everything that I did wrong with the combination of people who have gotten it right, and that's why I decided to create this guide so you don't have to go through what I went through.
I mean, it's critical, man. And the fact that you're willing to reach back and pull those ahead. I mean, in my opinion, you already made it. I mean,
Oh,
you're applying to residency. A few months away from getting that DO behind your name and making it official. The fact that you're willing to take the time out while you're a few months to the finish line, to focus on the people that's behind you and bring us along. I mean, I think that's pretty cool, man. And so let's talk about the obstacles that you had to overcome while creating this course, because I looked through it. It's pretty extensive, and I know you didn't just throw a whole bunch of different resources you found online together. You really took time to make it look and sound very on point. So let's talk about the obstacles.
yeah, there were a lot of obstacles. This guide was supposed to be launched like beginning of this year.
Mm-hmm.
I would say like the brainchild of it started. I would say it probably started like immediately after I didn't do well on the MCAT, and I realized like, oh, okay, I could have did that, but obviously within that time I was trying to get into med school. But then I would say during second year of med school, I had a little bit more free time, so I started spending more time doing my research, and I was like researching on Reddit, Student Doctor Network, YouTube, talking to friends who scored well on the MCAT, and I basically. I'm sorry, I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah, the obstacles. Yeah. So basically, the what you were just saying, that's like my next question, like how you brought the material together. But yeah, let's just talk about the obstacles right now.
Okay, yeah. So the obstacles were obviously just being a med student, because we have to study, and then at the end of second year we take step one, level one, and so when that came, obviously I stopped working on the guide at that point. And then once I was able to pass step and I exceeded like my minimum goal score,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, so this means that I know how to finally do well on a standardized exam,
Mm-hmm.
and I know how important it is to utilize questions and focus on your weaknesses in order to get your optimal score. So me passing step one, level one, told me that okay, I'm definitely meant to make this guide and
Absolutely.
use the things that I incorporated into my study plan into this, and then that's when I continued to work on it. And then with this pandemic going on, that kind of slowed us down, gave me more time to finally perfect it for everyone.
Wow, wow. All right, now you could touch on like how you brought the material together. So it's a bunch of testing companies out there to choose from. Some not so good, some very good. So how did you filter throughout all of that to come up with the ultimate study guide?
So my research, I would say, for
Mm-hmm.
the guide was, like I said, going through lots of forums. So I was on Reddit, I was on Student Doctor Network, and I would be searching for people who, got like really good scores, like 510, 515, 520, or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
There was someone with a 528, allegedly. So,
Why?
so I was reading their entire write-up, and I compiled it into like a big Word document,
Mm-hmm.
and then I literally read every word, and then I basically was able to kind of synchronize and like put together all the things that were very common amongst all of them,
Mm-hmm.
so that it wasn't just like a bunch of like, okay, because I know so many people do different things for the MCAT.
Right.
So I just kind of compiled that. So that was that. And then next I went on YouTube and I watched dozens of videos of people who like excelled in cars, especially because I know how much cars is such a pain to everybody.
Yes.
And so I watched those videos and I put that together. I made notes and stuff like that. And then next was actually like word of mouth. So I spoke to my friends who got into med school and got like really good scores, and I asked them what resources they used, and they told me which were the good ones that they use and like how they used it. So once again like integrating all of that information.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized that a lot of the big prep companies have a lot of free exams, and I don't know if a lot of people know that. Because I'm sure they probably do advertise that, but obviously they're going to advertise their paid programs or whatever.
Absolutely.
So I realized that they had, and not just one, some of these companies had like 2 or 3. So I was like, oh, okay. So if I could synthesize a way to, utilize these free resources and then these study strategies from people who have scored really well, that would be really helpful for someone. And so that's how I, just put everything together.
Okay, so I was looking through the schedule that you sent me, and it's pretty much from 8 to 4, pretty much a whole day. So for people, that may have kids or that's already working, like, are you willing to meet with them and adjust the schedule to accommodate their schedule outside of, studying for the MCAT?
Oh yeah, I'm I'm definitely available via email, Facebook, Instagram, DM, whatever. You can, send me a DM and tell me about your schedule, and we can like customize something based upon your needs. The schedule that I made, so there's two schedules. There's one schedule that's an 8-week schedule, so like a 2-month study plan, and then there's a 3-month schedule that's a 12-week plan. So, just depending on your needs. I know everyone doesn't have 2 free months of, just dedicated time to commit to this. But yeah, I'm willing, so make sure to slide in my DMs or whatever.
Well, some people may, slide in your DM the other way, so yeah, I'm just clowning. But so I'll put her information in the description, IG, email, whatever her contact information is, so y'all can just click it and write whatever you need to. So now just give an overview of, what the guide has to offer and what the schedule have to offer. I mean, you've touched on this, but specifically hone in on that.
So, for anyone interested in this guide, what you will get is step-by-step instructions on how to use the top Mcat test prep companies such as Kaplan, Blueprint, which was formerly Next Step, Altius, and incorporating the double AMC exams in an 8-week or 12-week program. And it also gives you ways to access Kaplan Review MCAT books entirely for free. So the guide will tell you how to access those resources. And it also gives you an on-demand, anytime, like I said, slide in my DMs, MCAT strategist. Like I said, I'm not an MCAT tutor. I'm a study strategist. So I can show you how to better, gauge your strengths and your weaknesses and how to improve based on how you're progressing through the program. So that will be yours for $19 on my website, madamwinnell.com. And it's 100% digital, so all of the resources will be PDFs or on an online platform for you, as well as videos incorporating Khan Academy and other resources that you'll be using for the CARS practice. So, like I said, if you are 100% interested in becoming a doctor, and if you are 110% ready to kill the MCAT, I highly recommend getting this guide because you will not regret it.
So this is the thing. I'm gonna ask this question, but I'm gonna answer it, and then I want to hear your answer. So,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure some people are out there saying, I know this testing company, they already have a schedule, and I've heard of them. They've been around for X amount of years, so I'd rather get their schedule. Like, what benefits am I getting with your schedule that I wouldn't get with theirs? And I'm gonna answer it first. For one, you're not going to call the owner of the company and ask them to accommodate your schedule. Yeah, you could meet with the tutor, but I believe, and I've used some of their schedules before, and I feel like it's kind of a cookie cutter type of schedule, and they won't accommodate your schedule specifically to how your schedule lines up, right? Another thing with the guide, like she basically put all these testing companies, all their materials into one page. Like you don't have to go searching through the internet and figure out, okay, what does this company offer? What does this company offer? She lets you know and she breaks it down. So I feel like that's the benefit with going with her is as well as the money side. It's significantly cheaper. So I'm gonna let you take it from here.
Well, thank you.
No problem.
I agree with everything you said. Yeah, I know a lot of these test companies. Obviously, there's so many MCAT prep companies, and yeah, they might be able to customize your schedule, but it's gonna be for a pretty penny
Oh yeah.
if they
Oh
do
yeah.
that. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm just this guide. I just really want to continue with my mission of increasing underrepresented minorities in medicine. So
Absolutely.
that's why I'm offering this like low cost and no cost, hit me up anytime. Let me know what's going on or whatever, because I've been there. I just finished step 2, level 2. I know how stressful it is studying for these standardized exams. I know how, disenfranchisement leads to these inequities and MCAT preparation and like doing well on the MCAT, and I know how much imposter syndrome and just feeling like you're not meant for medicine or whatever it is, because I felt that too when I was studying for the MCAT and when I didn't do well on the MCAT, and I thought like maybe I'm not good enough for medicine. So I think besides the point of helping you customize your schedule, like I'm just here as a confidant or whatever, because I know how hard it is and how easy it is to like feel like giving up and trying to go a different route. And there's advisors that will try to tell you can't get into med school because of this and that or whatever. So I'll be here to guide you along your way. And like I said, my DMs are open, my emails are open. Hit me up on YouTube, whatever it is. And as I always say in my newsletter that I have, as always, I'm rooting for you. So
yeah, and you said something that brought something else to mind. This is someone that has gone through it. She's in medical school, right? And with these testing companies, they pair you with this person that scored a 5,000 on the MCAT, right? And they never. It's likely they never experienced the struggles that you're probably experiencing now, so they can't really. They may not be able to understand you on that level when you're struggling with a certain topic. She had her struggles and she overcame that. You get what I'm saying? Not only with the MCAT, but with both the steps. So it's like to be able to connect with somebody on that level, it's a little bit easier to open up to them about what your struggles are, because they experienced that. They may not be judging you. You get what I'm saying? And she's accessible, like I already stated. So I don't know. I mean, it's worth a try. It's $20. I'm pretty sure you spent that on, a T-shirt last week or something. So
it's less than $20.
Less than $19.99. What is it? $19.99?
19. No, it's
19. Not even 99. Keep your 99 cents. So yeah. Anything else you want to add, Crystal? Any words of encouragement? Because I mean, it's a lot of pre-meds on here. Non-trads. I looked at my analytics on my YouTube, and I think there's like 64% of my viewers are in that like 25 to 35 range. So I'm all of them may not be pre-meds. Maybe family and friends that supporting or whatever. But I think it's a lot of non-trads. So any words of encouragement?
Well, my words of encouragement would just be that one, don't doubt the fact that you belong in medicine. Your seat belongs there. I know sometimes that doesn't seem like that's the truth, but it is. And if you want this, you have to continue going. Like, you cannot let anything or anyone stop you. I just want you to just believe in yourself, especially during this time with the MCAT, during the application process. At all times, just have the faith that it will happen. And I assure you, like, it will happen. You just have to believe it. And I think a lot of this test-taking strategy and a lot of, test-taking anxiety can actually lead to poor exam scores. And I feel like when you're most confident, you will do the best. So just keep your confidence, keep your faith, and don't doubt yourself. Don't count yourself out, ever.
There it is. Well, Crystal, I appreciate you. And like I said, I really commend you for, taking the time out your schedule, not only to do this interview, but also to take your time out to make this MCAT guide. It looked like it took you a lot of time, and it looked like you put a lot of effort into it. It don't look like you're just trying to get a couple dollars and just throw something together. I could tell that it was well put together, and I hope people take heed, because I think it'll definitely help and save you some time in the end. So, YouTube, appreciate y'all taking the time out to watch this video. Remember, be the first to do it. If not you, then who?